So today I'm trying acrylic gouache for the first time, and it's gonna be so much fun. Wish me luck.
Acrylic gouache, just like acrylics, is waterproof, but unlike acrylic, it dries matte. First, we need the breads and butters to get started. The materials.
I'm ready.
So I took photos of myself to use for reference, and I finished drawing out my idea for this painting. Oh wait, not that. There we go. Before we start painting, I laid down an acrylic gouache, but I didn't want the paper to buckle and warp, so I put these two little vases that I just had laying around my house on top to flatten the paper overnight, which actually worked, so let's start painting. So you're probably wondering,
Kaiman, what is acrylic gouache? Kaiman, how is it different from regular gouache?
and lucky for you, I have an answer. It's a paint that's similar to regular gouache, but it has an acrylic base, which means it's permanent once it dries, unlike traditional gouache that can be reactivated with water. It's also known for its smooth matte finish, vibrant color, and fast drying time. So I was really excited to see how it compared to other mediums that I've used. Today I will be using Holbein Acrylic Gouache because I heard really good things about the brand, and I'll put a link down below if you want to try it too. Now that I've done a little bit more, notice the consistency of the paint. It's really creamy, smooth, and it glides on the paper effortlessly. Don't be fooled by the way the paint looks when it comes out of the tube, because once you lay it down on paper, you can see how pigmented it is. I'm not using too much water, but if you want to thin it out a bit or stretch the amount of paint that you have, you can. Just know it dries super fast. So if you're going for a blended watercolor effect, I more so recommend using regular gouache because it's closer to watercolor. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the brushes that I used. I used a big and small nylon flat brush and a couple of different line brushes. These are great for control and smooth application. I usually don't use a flat brush when I'm painting with acrylic, so I went into this painting thinking if I can't blend anything together, I'll just use the shape of the flat brush to build highlights and shadows, which worked for me. So if you're going for this flat digital look, I recommend using a flat brush. But guys, I've fallen in love with this medium. So I don't know when I'm going back to regular acrylic paint. Like, I'm having so much fun with this, and using a medium that dries matte has a lot of awesome perks. One being the way it shows up on camera. Whether it's a photo, a video, or even a scan, it's so flat and there's no light shining on the piece because it doesn't have any shiny surface to reflect on. So you avoid annoying situations like this. Yeah. So now I just want to give a few tips and tricks on this medium, just some things that I learned through this experience. First, start with a small test area to get used to the paint's behavior. This way you learn how much paint you need to use, because trust me, a little goes a long way. The quality, mwah. So you don't need to be heavy-handed like me. And paint is expensive. Next, I would say you should be a little intentional about how you're laying down the paint. Meaning, if you put too many layers in one spot, it might build up or look a little cakey or muddy. And like any medium, if it's on paper, you just don't want to overwork it. Now, this last thing was just really an idea that kind of had that really isn't an original idea. I'm sure it's been done multiple times before. But I feel like it would be interesting to do a painting where the background is acrylic paint and the subject is acrylic gouache, because you get both shiny and matte and nothing will mix. I don't know. It sounds cool. Just let me know if that's something you try, or if you've already done it, how did it turn out? Because I'm very curious. Getting into what's actually going on with this painting, in the past, I've always wanted to tell magical stories using my work, which is something I still do, but since finding my style and all that hoopla, I've been leaning towards the idea of letting the work just speak for itself, making the composition more dramatic, focusing on a feeling or even an emotion. For this painting, the concept is longing for love, or you can say she's hoping it comes to her. I know the bell is a jingle bell, not a wedding bell, which would technically make more sense, but I liked the shape more. It was cute and small, plus it reminded me of Christmas, so I went with this one. So yeah, I fell for the art community's bait, like always, and now I'm obsessed with this medium. I don't know when I'm going back to regular acrylic, but just know you won't be able to sway my opinions, because that dry, ashy look kinda eats. I'm just saying. You're gonna have to drag me back. Now that we're at the end of this painting, I added some finishing touches with the piece, just a couple of things to make it pop, and let me show you how it turned out.
So, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my first time trying acrylic gouache. And in the future, I might try regular gouache, but I just don't know if it's my thing. I don't know if I'm a watercolor girl. I'm heavy-handed, so I don't know if that's gonna work. Ugh, it's perfection. Like, Oh my gosh. I just don't know if I'd be able to even do acrylic now. I feel like a traitor. Let me know if you've tried acrylic gouache before. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you just want to do watercolor? I don't know, but let me know in the comments down below how do you feel about acrylic gouache, and check out my other videos where I'm doing some other pieces over there. But like I always say, if you watched half of this video, even if you didn't watch the whole video, I hope you did, but at least if you watched half of it, I'm still claiming you. You've joined Kylandia and you can't escape. So you might as well just join the club. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
No other option, but ain't it obvious? Let me set the ambience. See, here's my hypothesis. Body carved like chocolate, dummy thick, ain't it obvious? Super fine, accomplished, new Bonnie accomplished. Sugar, honey, iced tea, sweet, ain't nothing stopping you.
Come here, listen to me. If you want the gouache, get the gouache. If you want the gouache, get